Here we go again. Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Yahweh Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth, right? Like it says in the biblical scriptures, in Isaiah chapter 30, chapter 20, verse 30, or 30, verse 20. Thy teachers shall not be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Matazah Lacham. This just came across my feed. I was going over on the one dude, Jason A's channel. Okay, it's very, very informative. I would strongly suggest that you go and subscribe. He's got a lot of good information for making videos. Once again, I'm going to say fair use. This is not about copyright infringement. This is simply about educational purposes only. This is about news reporting. Okay, because this came across my feed. I don't even know what the hell for. I was looking for something to make a video about, but here we go again. They talking about this supposed to be worse than COVID uno nueve. Here we go again. You see what I mean? So, anyway, now, this video probably won't get any views anyway. It don't matter. As long as I did something and stood up for the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, that's all that really matters. Okay, but yeah, it's just about educational purposes only, right? Fair use. Fair use copyright statute of 1976 constitutes fair use for commentary, news reporting, blah, blah. So, but yeah, check this out, man.
Thai public health authorities have increased preparedness measures as the Department of Medical Services directed hospitals under its supervision to prepare for potential Nipah virus patients.
The Department of Medical Sciences says it is fully prepared to detect and monitor the Nipah virus after reports of a new outbreak in India, while health authorities are stepping up screening measures at airports.
Well, could the next pandemic make the height of the COVID-19 outbreak look mild? That's what some experts are predicting for what's being called Disease X.
So I am very worried that we just don't, we as a nation, we haven't made that commitment to really fully protect the American people.
We caught up with internationally recognized Dean of the National School of Tropical Medicine at Baylor and co-director of the Texas Children's Hospital Center for Vaccine Development, Dr. Peter Hotez, who's traveling to get his take on the topic.
First, we have a likelihood that new pandemic threats, that people call them Disease X, are going to be rising on a regular basis.
And Dr. Hotez says Disease X, the next pandemic, could hit hard whenever it arrives. Why do you think so?
Okay, so they're saying whenever it arrives now. So ain't no telling what these Edomite Caucasian troglodytes, these fucking cave dwellers got going on now. Okay. Now last time they tried that bullshit with me back in 2020, shit, I lost my job. I have walked off the job, whatever, fired. Okay? I ended up, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai looked over me, watched over me, because I stood on my square, right? Like I was instructed by the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men and other videos, because I kept getting on their videos asking questions and the comment board, and they would just tell me this is what you do. So that's what I did. Stood on my square. I said, no, I'm not putting no nothing in my body. Found some later information that it's against my religious preference. Sorry about that, blah, blah, blah. Motherfuckers got security escorted me off the property. Okay, fine. I went home. I prayed about it. I prayed in tears. I didn't know what else to do. I just called upon the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai and prayed that he would help me out. My woman decided she was going to pack her shit and smash on me because I couldn't take care of, her and the bills and shit, at the time. And so Uh, you know, yeah. Anyway, fuck it. And then anyway, I went through a temporary service, and the temp service fortunately sent me to this iron foundry joint, and the iron foundry joint, the head supervisor was my first cousin. I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, on my mama's side, I'm like, nigga, you work over here? Oh, no shit. Oh, man, well, man, I need a job right now, man, because, you know, they tripping with that COVID bullshit, right? Uh-oh. Said it. COVID. Uh-oh. Fair use. News reporting. Anyway, and so, I don't know. He helped me get the job, made sure that I was one of the highest paid employees that worked there. You know what I mean? And for all through 2021, that's why I was working side by side with my cousin. And he was my supervisor, so I didn't really have to work hard. I mean, you can't tell me, and get this, Joe Biden at that time, who was president, he said that if any business has over 100 employees, every employee from 100 employees up have to take the jab. And the place that I was working at only had 67 or 66 employees. You know, so it was still optional for us. So did nobody take that shit? Okay. And get this, it was filled full of Mexicans, mostly Mexicans, and me and my cousin was the only two, and blacks, and his kids, and shit, and I don't know, maybe about 12 white folks. That was it. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be calling my cousins, hey man, I think these motherfuckers gonna try it again. So, but I ain't gonna jump the gun too soon. I'm gonna see what the Lord gonna do. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Yahweh Kakadash. But anyway, let me go and get me a biblical scripture. Right? Okay. Pestilence. Boom. Alright. Alright. Right. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see. Right? 2 Samuel 24 and 15. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. Right? Right? 1 Kings 8 and 37. If there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be a caterpillar, if their enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. Right? Let me get to what prayer and supplication soever be made by any man or by all thy people Israel, which shall know every man the plague of his own heart, and spread forth his hands towards this house. Then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and do and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest. For thou, even thou only knowest the hearts of all the children of men, that they may fear thee all the days that they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. Right? So, yep, there it is right there. Yep, that's that prayer that King Solomon had made. I figured it was in 1 Kings chapter 14, but I didn't think it was in chapter 8. I got it mixed up. But anyway, but yeah, that's the prayer that King Solomon had made, that all we had to do was pray to the east, okay, call upon the name of the Lord, and give supplication for our prayer at that point in time, and complain, and he would look down from heaven, forgive us our sins, and help us out. And trust me, I will be doing that again. Okay, but yeah, man, it's gonna get bad, man. Okay, right? Psalm 91, verse 2. Psalm 91, verse 2. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, My power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, right? The snare is the trap. The fowler is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. A fowler, as far as definition of the word fowler. Let me see if I can get that. Okay. Salakia. Fowler. Okay. Duck, duck, go. See what duck, duck, go got. Okay. Come on, man. Wow. A fowler. Wow. Come on now. Fowler. Fowler, a person who hunts. Right? Fowler is a person who hunts. Now, we all know Esau, Edom is notorious of hunting. Right? He was a wild man, a hunter. Okay? He was a skilled hunter, a cunning hunter of the field. Remember? And the snare is the traps that a fowler or hunter would set for his prey. Right? And from the noisome pestilence, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. That is a precept that goes into Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of thy salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. See? So you better be on your knees praying to the Lord, because these crackers are insane, man. Right? What happened? Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. And that arrow, okay, would be akin to the thermonuclear weapons, right? And the terror by night will be the pinnacle of wickedness on the earth when like it says in the book of Job, chapter 20, when they seek to fill their belly, that's when the Most High is going to rain from heaven, the fires of indignation upon him. Roughly paraphrase. I'll go get that in a minute. Okay. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, right? Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Why? Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Okay? So, really nothing to worry about, man. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai got his covering and his cherubs. He's got his angels surrounding the elect. And the elect are those that have, okay, the mark of exemption, as it is written in Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. Okay, set a mark upon the foreheads of all the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, and we all, that's you go want to hear about a list of the abominations, you go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, and you go to Romans chapter 1, verse 24 through 32. And it'll give you a laundry list of all the abominations that be done here in Babylon the Great. Babylon, Mystery Babylon, America. Maritime, the land of bitterness. Right? Bitterness for Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, now that all the curses of Deuteronomy 28 have switched from us and fell upon our enemies. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 21, verse 6, and I will smite the inhabitants of this city, both man and beast. They shall die of a great pestilence. So, a lot of people, they're going to flip the fuck out, man. I already know. They're going to flip the fuck out. Isaiah chapter 30. Okay. Verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly and at an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. So, you're going to be destroyed to where there is no remedy. Okay, because if you trust in oppression, you trust Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, you go over there and you trust him. Whatever the fuck he say, go. That's just fine by you. Just stupid. Okay, that's just a bad idea, man. Okay. Isaiah 31 verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. So when these Edomite Caucasians say it's mandatory for you to take this deal in order for you to keep your job, or have a digital ID in order for you to get paid from your job, you need to have the testicular fortitude, okay, and the spiritual understanding to understand what time you're in, what time it is, because that's your time of testing. That is your hour of temptation. You see, and that hour can last for an hour, for a month, for a week, or for an entire year. It lasted me a year. Okay, and then in order to get my job back, I just went out there out of curiosity, and I was gonna go back to work, because it was my lunch break where I was working at with my cousin, and I went over there, and they said they were hiring. I'm like, y'all, you guys are hiring? Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and apply, right? Man, I applied on a Monday. They set me up for a job interview Thursday, same week. Following Monday, I was in a training class. Okay, and I talked to my nephew about it because he was working out there, and come to find out that they had made a petition. They wrote a petition up concerning my termination, right? And it was based on whether or not people take the Beetlejuice or not. You see what I'm saying? And because you had some individuals that didn't take the Beetlejuice, they kept their job, and other individuals that didn't take the Beetlejuice and got kicked out the door. So my name was along in that petition. I guess they must have took it to HR or some shit. I don't know what he said. And boom, they hired my ass back to work quick and gave me $6 more money per hour. So clearly that was a blessing from the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, because like it says in Proverbs chapter 16 verse Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9, a man pondereth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. You see, like it says in Proverbs 20 and 24, a man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? You see? So the Most High just directed my thoughts. He directed my steps to go up there and see if what was going on in HR and get my old job back. Oh, well. So that's my testament that the power of the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is real. Okay? Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Right? What sorrow awaits those who look to Egypt for help, trusting their horses, chariots, and charioteers, depending on the strength of the human armies, instead of looking to the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. Okay? So that's the futility of relying on Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, which is America. Mystery Babylon the Great, the whore of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. Right?
Why do you think some experts are predicting the next pandemic will make COVID-19 look like a walk in the park?
I've written about this as well. I wrote for the Houston Chronicle a couple of months back that COVID-19 is just the warm-up act. The next pandemic may not be as severe, but it could be much more severe.
The Department of Medical Sciences said the National Institute of Health is ready to detect Nipah virus in suspected patients using real-time RT-PCR tests, which offers high sensitivity and accuracy. The test can be performed on multiple sample types, including blood, respiratory secretions, spinal fluid, and urine, with results available within 8 hours. No case Nipah virus has been reported in Thailand so far. However, health officials are encouraging the public to take basic precautions, including avoid contact with animals that carry the virus, washing fruit thoroughly before eating, and washing hands after handling animals, raw meat, or animal carcasses, especially bats, pigs, horses, cats, goats, and sheep. Meanwhile, Chiang Mai International Airport has coordinated with international disease control officers to introduce proactive screening measures, similar to those used during the outbreaks of COVID-19 and MERS. These include temperature screening for all incoming international passengers, distribution of health advisory cards, and stricter checks on travel history for passengers arriving from or transiting through outbreak areas within the past 14 to 21 days. Although there are currently no direct flights from India to Chiang Mai, authorities say they remain alert for transit passengers. Anyone showing symptoms such as high fever, headache, or respiratory problems will be transferred immediately to a designated hospital under public health response plans.
Okay, now we all know that through the chemtrails that they've been spraying in the air, it has barium, boron, and aluminum along with magnesium, and they've particleized it and micronized these particles, okay, to where when you breathe it in, okay, it causes respiratory problems. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Bill Gates, because I went over there on that one website that Elder Yashawamba had made mention of, and where he does a lot of his lessons off of. I forget the name of it, but it's the one guy that sits there and with this funny accent, and he tells you what's going on and what the World Economic Forum is doing, what Master Bates is doing, all that. And so, yeah, I was just as far as that's what I call Gil Bates. I just call him Master Bates, I mean, because he's a weirdo, okay? He said, well, the next pandemic, well, I don't know, but I think it's going to, fuck all that bullshit. And everybody sits up there and they believe this lunatic. The motherfucker's an insane lunatic, man. He gets off on he gets off on G side, okay? He gets off on it, man. The motherfucker's worse than Prince Philip. Prince Philip said when he died, he wants to come back as a virus, so this way he could kill everybody. So did they get this virus from the corpse or some of the blood of Prince Philip and develop a goddamn a virus? So this motherfucker's his wet dream could come true or something? How do we know, man? Okay, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just but like I said before, that's what whatever they're spending in these chemtrails or whatever have you, okay, that's exactly what they're putting in the air, okay, to attack the respiratory system. Okay, real talk.
After years of pandemics popping up, including SARS and H1N1 early in the 2000s,
Ebola in 2014, we had Zika in 2016, and now we've got COVID-19.
Dr. Hotez says that's why the U.S. Office of Pandemic Preparedness was created, but he believes more should be done.
Having the funds available to make countermeasures for new diagnostics, new vaccines, and at the same time, being able to support the virologists, the scientists who actually study these pathogens.
Why are we seeing so many pandemics?
It's one of the most common questions I'm asked. It's a confluence of 21st century forces. A big one is climate change, which is altering the migration of animals that can transmit these viral pathogens.
Now, no one knows.
So no one knows. Bullshit. I'll tell you right now. It is the plan of the World Economic Forum, okay, in order to fulfill their wicked, evil prophecy that they set up at the Georgia Guidestones, that they need 500 million people to perpetuate. Let me see if I can find that, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Georgia Guidestones. Right. Boom. Georgia Guidestones, right? Okay. Purpose, meant to guide humanity in an age of reason, right? The age of wickedness, right? The age of evil. Offering 10 principles for rebuilding society after a major disaster, including maintaining population under 500 million uniting with a new language, and balancing personal rights with social duties. Okay? Okay? Personal rights and social duties. You got to have the radio frequency identification micro CHIP in order to participate in a cashless society. Uniting with a new language. They want the new language, like Elder Yashawam was breaking down that thing off of ChatGPT, where under Yuval Noah Harari, they were talking about they want everybody back on the Tower of Babel, speaking one language, thinking one way, worshiping one God, one priest, one country, one world. All of this, it's back to the Tower of Babel, right? Everybody uniting with a new language. This new language would be Pascal or the language of technology, right? Okay, and maintain the population under 500 million. That 500 million is 8 billion people on the planet. Okay, it's 8 billion people on the planet. Okay, that's 9 zeros. They need 500 million, which is 6 zeros. So what are you going to do with 7.5 billion people other than set them up for extermination? You see? And this is what the fuck these devils are doing, talking about no, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that, blah blah blah. We don't know where all of these pathogens are coming. Bullshit. Maintain humanity. I mean, if you're showing pictures of the Center for Disease Control, why? Let me ask you a question. Why do you need to control disease? What for? The Center for Disease Control? It doesn't make any sense. What the fuck are you trying to control it for? Okay? The world was just fine before Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, took power. The world was just fine. During the so-called Dark Ages, the reason why the white man calls it the Dark Ages is because during the Byzantine Empire, the Moors, which is another word for black man, okay, we ruled under the Byzantine Empire, the Holy Roman Empire, for 1,000 years. We ruled the entire earth. During that time, there was no war, there was no fighting, there was no disease, there was no nothing. Everybody got along just fucking fine. When Esau, Edom took power, war, pestilence, disease, death, destruction, G-side, everywhere, constantly. You see? 10 guidelines, examples. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, right? How do you guide reproduction wisely? You can't guide reproduction wisely. The Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai told Adam and Eve that they should be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. That is a law, a commandment from the God of heaven. His name is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundation of water. And these devils want to guide it wisely. Why? Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Okay. That's what we'll do. We'll just go over here to 2nd Ezra. The hell is my okay. Boom. Let's go to where's that? Let's go over to 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 12. And it happened that when they dwelt upon the earth and began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, right? That there were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first. Now when they, being the populations of the earth, lived so wickedly before thee, which they're doing now, again, all over again, thou didst choose thee a man from among them whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showedest thy will, and made an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldst never forsake his seed, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Here we go. And unto him thou gavest Isaac. Now remember, at that time, Abraham had another son by the name of Ishmael, right? Okay? But he wasn't the chosen seed. Isaac was. Pay attention. Ishmael was born first. Isaac came after. The Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, if there's two brothers, his pattern is he chooses the younger of the two, right? And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude, right? Jacob became a great multitude. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15 states, right? For lo, tells Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, let's start at verse 10. Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I've made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Okay, this is more of the uncovering of his secret places, and he can't hide. He's already put out that that other bullshit pathogen back in 2020, 2021, and ruined the world. People are still suffering from listening to Esau Edom and his lies the last time under Dr. Fauci, right? Dr. Fauci telling a lie. Okay, and remember, Jim Crow Joe Biden, you know, the president before Agent Orange stepped in and destroyed everything, which is fine by me. Just hurry up and destroy it so we can hurry up and get the fuck out of here, right? Okay, and you know, he pardoned Fauci for implementing this madness on the populations of the world, and all of these unalivings of the peoples of the world would be laid at Fauci's feet, but he was exonerated. Okay? See? His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Right? Okay. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Verse 16, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldst make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, says the Lord. And also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Okay? Now, my point being, Jacob was made a great multitude, right? Jacob was made a great multitude. Esau was made small among the heathen and despised among men. Okay? So, going back to here, being able to maintain humanity under 500 million with them at the top in perpetual balance with nature and guide reproduction wisely, they can't do it because they're being made small amongst the heathen as a biblical prophecy against them from the mouth and the lips of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Unite humanity with a new living language, the Tower of Babel. Okay? This is what they want. They want everybody in perpetual harmony, one with another. The only way that they would be able to make this happen is to force you to take the MOTB, right? And participate in a cashless society, rule with passion, faith, and tradition, and all things with tempered reason. These bastards don't even know the meaning of the word tempered reason. Tempered reason is an angry temper, kick your door in at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to shoot your goddamn brains out, okay, for refusing to take the mark, for refusing to take the Elon Musk brain chip, right? Be not a cancer on the earth, leave room for nature, right? And so the individuals that would be constituted as a cancer on the earth would be those individuals that refuse to take the mark of the beast. You see? Or MOTB. Okay, the guide stones were as seen as both a tourist attraction and a symbol of dark conspiracies. A Rosetta Stone for a new world order, leading to vandalism and eventual demolition with fragments now preserved in a local museum. Wait a minute. Eventual demolition? They said a lightning bolt struck the motherfucker. Right? So why is it saying here now it's an eventual demolition? See, they was trying to hide the fact of what the fuck they plan to do. That's all. With fragments now preserved in a local museum. Okay? Devils, man. The Georgia Guidestones, remember these? See? They had in all different types of languages. right? Let's go down and read them. The Ten Commandments written on the stones are in several different languages, including ancient Babylon, Latin, and Egyptian hieroglyphics. The 10 instructions inscribed are: maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, unite humanity with a new living language. That's what Yuval Noah Harari is trying to do. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts, the Noahide laws, okay, and the courts would be military courts, okay. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court, right? Avoid petty laws and useless officials, okay. So, like I said before in second Ezra chapter 15, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? So avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, and love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on this earth, and leave room for nature. Bullshit. Talking about what they want to do. But this is the plan. So I just wanted to let y'all know this is what's up.
Knows when disease X, the next pandemic, will hit, but scientists say it is coming.
Uh-oh. Let's hear what he got to say.
Especially the disease X. It's attracting a lot of attention. And I hope you have seen in the social media. But it's not a new idea. The first time we used the terminology was in 2018. The discussions were in 2017. I was just new Director General. As you know, we annually list the emerging diseases. And MERS could be one, Zika, Ebola, those we know. But then we said there are things that are unknown.
Bullshit. Lying snake. Okay, look, a bat-borne pathogen. Didn't they say when COVID-19, when it was still in its infancy stages before, during the year 2020, when they started warning that it came from bats from China? Remember that shit? It came from bats from China. They're saying the same goddamn thing. Okay, now this new Nipah virus comes from a bat. What the fuck is so special about a bat that they have to continue to create pathogens, okay, and introduce it into societies on a global scale, and then come up with unrighteous laws and unrighteous decrees and grievous laws that they prescribe in order to force people to take it in order to keep their job, to keep their way of living, to get paid from their job. You know, this is the wickedness of these Edomite Caucasian devils, man. They don't give a goddamn. All they want to do is destroy the peoples of the world. Okay, but the people that they're after are the Israelites, because they know that the children of Israel number as the sands of the sea, yet only a remnant of them shall be saved. That remnant is the elect. Okay, but they ain't looking at that. They're just looking at, oh, I want to destroy everybody. This is the wickedness of these devils, man. And this is what they do. They, look, let's go to Isaiah. Yep, let's go to Isaiah. Back to Isaiah. Okay. Was it? Hold on. Let me go back here. Boom. Come on. Okay. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are done in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, or who knoweth us? Right? What sorrow awaits those who try to hide their plans from the Lord, who do their evil deeds in the dark? The Lord can't see us, they say. He doesn't know what's going on. How foolish can you be? He is the potter, and he is certainly greater than you, the clay. Should the created thing say of the one who made it, he didn't make me? Does a jar ever say, the potter who made me is stupid? Right? You see, this is what they're doing. This is what they're proclaiming to the entire world, that there is no God. Okay? And this is a time in the age of reason. which is the age of rebellion against the Lord. Okay? So, anyway, I just wanted to I seen this video, I thought I better say something, right? And the disease bullshit, they say disease X is here now. Okay? It was before they was calling it back in 2020, 2019 virus X. Now it's disease X. What the fuck, man? And it comes from the same thing, a bat. And guess who's going to be blamed? Just like last time, the Asians. So ICE is going to be turned from the Latinos, from the Somalis, to the Asians now, and get them out of here because they got the disease. Okay, I'm telling you, man. Watch. They did it last time. It's a fucking pattern with these goddamn animals. Okay, all right. And the last people they come against was us every time. They're going to say that the people that are more susceptible to getting this pathogen are blacks and Latinos, just like last time. Nothing changes with these devils. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rahawakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.